Hello, my name is CeCe Buliro. I'm 16 years old and I am a science major at the Wake Early College of Health and Sciences. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Sheriff Willie Rowe. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and do this interview. How are you today?
Hello. Thank you for this opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, all right. So my first question is, how did you become a county sheriff?
Okay, it's an election process set up. It's a statutory position, and people have to file to run for the office. There's a primary held, and then the winner of the primary proceeds on to the general election and is elected by the people of the county. And I was fortunate enough in November of 2022 to be elected sheriff of Wake County.
Yes. As a new sheriff, or fairly new sheriff, I would love for people to get to know more about your background. So what specifically in your past has inspired you to commit or pursue this role?
Well, I'm a Raleigh native, born in St. Aug campus at St. Agnes Hospital, and being raised here in Raleigh in the Wake County area, I just acquired a desire to be a part of the community, to work with all stakeholders to make our community safe and to create opportunities for successful outcomes.
Yes, all right. And for people watching, what is the difference between a police and a sheriff? It seems like a basic question, but a lot of people aren't really sure of that.
Correct. The sheriff has, by statutory appointment, has criminal duties as well as civil duties that kind of distinguish the police officer from a deputy sheriff. The sheriff office is responsible for the operation of the courts, also for a civil process. We've been serving all civil papers out in the city as well as in the county. We're responsible for maintaining the sex offender registry, concealed carry permits, domestic violence protective orders. So there's a lot of civil stuff that we do in addition to the criminal. And our territorial jurisdiction is city and county, where city police their jurisdiction is within the city limits of their city. And then from a subject matter standpoint, we have, again, civil and criminal, and police have criminal subject matter.
Yes. And what has been the most impactful rescue mission that you've been involved in, whether as a deputy sheriff or as chief right now?
Well, I think, over my career, I started out in the military, and I served there for almost 7 years. I then came home and started at Wake County Sheriff Office, where I served for 28 years. And over the years, I've been involved in various types of investigations, whether it was narcotics or just some issues for recovering missing persons. And so I think, to me, the most profound thing is that working in narcotics, when I received that call from a parent or grandparent stressing that the community is not safe because of drug activity or gang activity, and I'm able to come in and help clean up the community so that seniors can go for walks and sit on the porch, children can play in the community. But when I get a call from people who I've arrested in the past, and they say, "Thank you for helping me turn my life around," that's greater still, because it's a win-win for everybody.
Yes. And speaking of our community, I've seen that you are very vocal and focused on making sure that our school is safe regarding threats to gun shootings and bomb threats, all of those. So have you ever experienced a school shooting?
I've not been directly involved. We've had some weapons discharged at some of the schools here within in Wake County, and some injuries, nothing to the scale of what we see on the national level. But we are vigilant every day to have a presence, to establish a relationship with the students and the staff and the parents to prevent those type of incidents. But when we do get reports of them, we deploy our resources accordingly. We take everything serious, and whether it's a threat, whether it's a hoax, we hold people accountable, because we believe that's important, because anytime that you make these type of threats, you disarray, disrupt the activity of the day. You instill fear in people, and we don't want people to feel fearful to go to school.
Are there any new policies that you guys have put in place regarding school shootings, or anything that you guys are looking forward to accomplish in the next school year or in the future?
Yeah, that's some mandatory things that we have to do. mandated by the state and as well as the federal government. But we work along with the Wake County Public School System. We work with all the police departments, and we train. We make sure that we have the appropriate response to active shooter type positions. But we're always trying to be innovative in the way that we establish our policies, our procedures, and best practices to keep our community safe, to make sure that the students, the staff, and the parents know that we care and they matter.
Yes. And what initiatives or strategies is the Sheriff's Department or the office is undertaking to strengthen community relation and trust, especially within parents and children and our elderly community?
That's a great question, because we don't want to be seen just as a person who enforces the law, that we have a mentality of arrest everybody and throw away the key. We believe that community engagement is important. When we utilize our crime prevention unit, our community engagement unit, we interact with our youth and throughout the community, we're able to build those relationships, build trust, open up doors of opportunity, and shut down tear down those walls of division.
Yes. All right. And how does the department approach training and professional development for officers to ensure that they are equipped to handle diverse situations with sensitivity and effectiveness?
Again, once you complete the basic law enforcement training course and become certified through the state, there's mandatory in-service training throughout the year to keep your certification and also to keep you proficient in ability to perform your duties. We have juvenile minority sensitivity training. We're aware that we're a diverse culture here and we have to understand each other. So we have training throughout the year. We have best practices of treating people the way they want to be treated.
Yes. All right. And for situations like one that I did research about, the K-9 getting shot by a police officer and the police officer having to go on leave, how did you guys handle that situation after? And are there any new policies based on that situation?
Well, we're always looking at our policies, our procedures, and best practices to see how we can enhance, how we can improve, and better serve. That was a very traumatic situation there. A lot of times people don't realize that the K-9s are officers, and they're just like a family member, and to lose one, it really tugs at your heart. But in that situation there, it was unfortunate. During the course of that incident, the dog was accidentally shot, and but we respected the K-9 by giving it appropriate ceremony and service, and we trained just like when any officer is injured or killed in the line of duty, we have peer support in place. One of the things we brought on board is for peer support dogs for our staff to have that goes throughout the office. You can spend time with the dog. We have also a peer chair and care cart that we push around that has coffee, tea, snacks, refreshments, stress relief devices, so that our staff know that they're valued, they're appreciated, we care, and they matter.
Yes. And what would you say for children or people that are interested in joining the police department or sheriff department or just law enforcement in general?
Well, I encourage you to join it. It's an honorable profession. You know, keeping the community safe so people can live life to the fullest is the best achievement in life. You know, you can have the cleanest environment, you can have a strong education system, you can have a great transportation system, and you can have a thriving economy. But if people don't feel safe, they never get the opportunity to experience those things. So that's why public safety is so important. We need good people who understand the importance of treating people fair and humane and being professional. So I'm reaching out to everybody who wants to join the ranks to come on to the Wake County Sheriff Office, make it your home.
Yes. And did you have any goals as a child to become a sheriff or just join the law enforcement world?
You know, initially I wanted to be a PE teacher and a health teacher. Those are my goals. Going into my senior year, my mother had a heart attack, and so then I kind of redirect my plans. So I went into the military. This way I could help support my family.
Yes.
And there I was introduced to military police. You know, I'll step back and say that during my life, you know, my father, you know, parents, the men in my family were the most influential people in my life. Outside of them was my basketball coach, and he had served in Vietnam, and he spoke about being an MP, and so that encouraged me to pursue that avenue. And once getting in the military, I saw the benefits, how people can, again, live life to the fullest when they're safe, and so it became a passion of mine. You know, we were deployed in a lot of small villages throughout Europe, and when we came through convoying, I would see in the eyes of the men, the women, and the children that our presence gave them a sense of security, safety, and opportunity. And so right then that became my passion for life, to return home and see the same look in the eyes of the people here in Wake County.
Yes. And pursuing your passion for this long, what has been the most rewarding thing in your position?
Again, when I'm able to interact with our youth and to be a role model, to create a pathway for them to be successful, that's what's so important to me. You know, when I ran for this office, I've been a basketball coach for the youth. I've been involved in so many community activities, and to have people who I coach or interact when they were 10 years old come to me now, they're voting age, and say, "Hey, Mr. Rowe, I remember you. I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to tell all my friends to vote for you." That was inspiring, that I was able to touch their life. You know, and in life, is I want to be known not for the number of years I served, but rather for the difference I made in those years.
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much for all that you do. And last question for me is, what would you say to our youth today? They are having a really great impact in Raleigh, and regarding violence and all of the negative things that we see, what are some positive things that you can say to them that could possibly change the way that they're looking at law enforcement?
Well, you know, the thing is, I think everybody needs to be validated. We have to spend, as adults, we need to spend more time with the youth. We need to be involved. We need to listen. Sometimes we tend to give too many instructions, and without listening to really understand what our youth are experiencing. So that's my advice to parents, is to listen. To our youth, you know, have a plan. Always remember, life consists of people, places, purpose, passion, pathways, and plans. So have a plan and execute that plan. Prepare and develop. Have a long-term plan, a short-term strategies to reach that. And always remember, even with a plan, you know, Mike Tyson, the former world heavyweight boxing champ, said that everybody he fought had a plan until he hit them. And so he made his plan to hit people so hard they will forget their plan. Well, life can come at you with so many challenges and obstacles that it can shake up your plan. So have a backup plan, have options in your plan, so that when it doesn't go as you anticipate, you can refer to the options and still proceed on to get the goal.
Yes, thank you so much for your time, and that was an amazing answer. I'm CeCe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, then.